Hi everyone, thanks for having me today. We'll talk today about how Petrobras leverage MLOps practice inside the company. First, there's a forward-looking statement. This doesn't apply for this talk. All the components and the details today are from public features, so there's no apply for today. So let's start. Bruno.
Present yourself?
Yes. My name is Luiz Carrossoni. I'm Senior Solutions Architect here at Databricks, and I attend Petrobras as account.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Bruno, and I work as a consultant for data science at Petrobras. Maybe some of you may not know about Petrobras, so I'll bring you a brief introduction about our company. Petrobras is a Brazilian energy company that is based on oil and gas exploration and production. We have a deep expertise in ultra-deep water exploration. This means that we go as deep as thousands of meters below the sea level to find oil and bring energy to our country. And it's a very big company in Brazil. So we have more than 40,000 employees on there, and we have even more if you consider all the people that work with us, or partners that work with us. Within this group, we have at least more than 1,000 data scientists working with full-time data science employees. They work only with data science on their daily jobs. And we have more than 1,000 people working with data science on their daily, not in a daily job, but with data science on their jobs. So we have a lot of people working with data science in Petrobras, and I think that is the main point that it's the main point that brings us to our journey. Before we talk about MLOps, I'd like to bring you to the data journey that we thought that we get in the previous years. Our data journey begins a few years ago. In this moment, we have a lot of difficulty in scaling our data engineering pipelines. We have a lot of data engineering working on different areas of the company, but they have very difficult time getting this in production. They have separate tools, they have specific tools, and they are very spread all over the company. And if we have spread this along the company, we have as well some difficulty in finding data. You don't have an entry point, you don't have a central point where you can find data in our company. So it was very difficult for them to find data. You can imagine if you want to use any RNA data and you ask the department and then you get back an Excel file that, well, what I can do with this? In a few days, this Excel may not be updated and it will be bring to code data. So I think this is where our data journey begins. I won't get into details, but nowadays we have established a data governance that has a very strong data mesh implemented. We have data teams that works all over the departments, and they work together with the IT department to bring data into the Databricks platform. This governance also allows us to bring this data to a metadata store where everyone can search data. So it's very easy for a user to find and to find data that he is searching for. And we have as well a pipeline that brings this data every day and is already updated with participants. If you want more details, I'd like to present to my friend, Leonardo Melo at Petrobras, that has this presentation that he talks a little bit more about this journey was in the previous year. It is present in Portuguese, but I think you can turn on the captions and translate automatically. And this brings us to our machine learning operation at Petrobras. Again, we start with a lot of data scientists working along all over the company. We have a lot of people working with data science in very different areas. And we have even more potential data science working with small projects all over the company. And they have a well-defined experimentation environment. This means that they have some kind of, if they want computer power to experiment with their data, they find it easy in our company, but there was no clear path to productionize those solutions. That's why we have this issue that we have a good experimentation, but we don't have a clear path to bring those solutions to production. And with our data solution, with our MLOps solution, was developed on top of Databricks, and is used basically on these three stacks. The first one is Databricks Asset Bundles. We started using Asset Bundles, I think, a year ago, and it was the short-term way to get to MLOps, to platform, to work with MLOps at Petrobras. I think that it is very well suitable for our needs, and it brings back to, it's very simple to learn as well. And on top of that, we also use MLflow to experimentation. So data scientists uses a lot of MLflow to do experimentation, and as well for putting models on production as well. It has a catalog for models as well. And Asset Bundles was very flexible, so we can reuse our DevOps platform that was built on top of GitHub. So I think that this is the main point that we have that bring the Asset Bundles to a good solution to our MLOps platform. In a nutshell, what we did, this is our current architecture. So on the left side, you'll find the data platform I talked to before. So the data team uses those three environments that are actually three workspaces to bring data from our external system into a gold standard system. And the gold standard is we call internally the curated data, is the data that can be used by end users or application as well. This data can be found using an internal portal that we develop, and the user can find and ask for access to this data on this platform. On the right side, you find the data scientists working within the MLOps platform. So we have the three environments over there, but the data scientists only interact with the development environment. It has a little bit more loose permissions. I mean, they can create jobs manually, they can spec the environment just to engage with the platform, but to put models on production, to make machine learning production, it must go through our DevOps pipeline that runs on top of GitHub. As you can see, he or she interacts with the GitHub to put models on production. He brings this using Asset Bundles. Those machine learning artifacts are then pushed back to our data platform just to get into our catalog of data. It joins together with the data products and machine learning products as well. Then they can be consumed by the end users and application if needed. It follows the same pipeline for to authorization. You have this authorization. Well, I just like to materialize one use case that we have. Internally, it's text classification. So it's just a simple binary classification. No LLM, no fancy things here, just a machine learning model, classic model. But I think that the real challenge here is how to put it in production and automatize all these works and have all the governance that goes to production here. And what we do is we receive some files from a federal registry that has some publications that are interesting to Petrobras. In Brazil, we have a very complex tax rules. They can be federal, state-based, or based on the city. So, and this changes, it's a very dynamic environment, so it changes sometimes, and you have to take care of new publication that changes some of the rules that you are subjected to. But as you can see, we have a lot of rules being changed every day. So which one are relevant to our company or not? So for this, we have a subject matter expert, that is guy on the bottom, that tries to tell which of those documents are relevant or not relevant to our business. And within this cycle that we created two jobs basically. One job to do the classification and one job to update the model, because the SME is always updating and creating new annotations every day. So just to bring you to a more specific solution here, more details, we have a pipeline that is created by the data team that brings this data from the outer system into the data platform. That, in a nutshell, is just a table with a field. And the SME can annotate this data, and then you can have some files that are relevant or not relevant. Those files with annotated data are brought to our MLOps platform, and a job that runs like daily. They can update this model with this new annotated data and register a new version of the model on the unit catalog using MLflow. Then this model is used, the latest model is used by the prediction job to fill back the values on the table, and it can, afterward, we have this table, final table with all the fields. Some are from the annotated data, some are from our automatic annotated data. And it can accelerate the business they have because they now have a full list of new publications. They are relevant or not relevant to our business. Well, in a nutshell, what we find out is the MLOps provided by Databricks has a very robust solution for production usage. And I think that the feedback we have from the data scientists is really good. They say that it's really easy to use this pipeline in production because the learning curve, you still using the notebooks, but you have just to learn a little bit more about the Databricks Asset Bundles, where it can, and it's very easy to learn. It's not hard to learn, so they have very, very good feedback from this. So I think it's very easy solution for machine learning publication, for machine learning going to production. And it's very flexible to adapt to our current DevOps pipeline that runs on GitHub. So I think that this summarizes what we find out about MLOps at Petrobras. And I think that this journey is just starting. This morning, I was in a meeting in a presentation about asset bundles. And they are presenting new features, very interesting as well. So I think that we're still evolving this environment. And I think that Databricks is being a good partner for us for this, in this journey to our getting more production, getting more value to the data, to the machine learning solutions. So I'd like to thank you, and maybe Carrossoni can tell a little bit more about the asset bundles here.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Bruno. Well, thanks everyone again. I will tell a little bit about the details of the components using on what Bruno showed to us. Bruno already said about Databricks Asset Bundles and MLflow, but there's more other components in the solution as well. First of all, I want to thank Data Solutech, a partner of us that helped on the success of this implementation. And this project was born because Petrobras challenged us to implement what is described on the big book of MLOps, which is free for download. I really recommend to do so if you're interested. Everything that we will talk about here is related to this book as well. So here is a picture extracted from the book. The primary component that Bruno mentioned is MLflow. MLflow is the centerpiece of the solution, where offers the full lifecycle model management. Petrobras is leveraging MLflow for tracking and cataloging the model in Unity Catalog, and also for deploying the model for the end users. The other solution that's already on this picture is MLOps stacks. Bruno mentioned about Databricks Asset Bundles. MLOps stacks works under the covers behind Databricks Asset Bundles, bringing the power for the ML projects teams to develop ML projects as a code. And with that, they can collaborate in a version source control repository like GitHub that Petrobras is using. The other component that Bruno said is Databricks workflows. Via GitHub Actions, Petrobras is deploying all of their model pipelines, and behind, under the covers, is triggering jobs via GitHub Actions to Databricks workflows automatically. And everything is monitored and logged through the platform. So when we say that machine learning team at Petrobras is deploying a machine learning model, actually they are deploying the code, all the research behind the solution, or the project as well, and all the pipelines across the different environments in an automated and fully integrated way. And the piece and the component that bring together all of this is Databricks Asset Bundles. Databricks Asset Bundles is what made possible Petrobras to achieve the MLOps practice by bringing together the code, so you can define metadata alongside the code, the source code, and also you can define metadata of the Databricks resource, like jobs, like workflows, as a source files. So infrastructure as a code as well, you can apply on Databricks Asset Bundles. And bundles comes with a default template for the machine learning project within MLOps stacks that can be customized to attend what are your needs. Petrobras did some customizations, for example, to force tagging, to force some politics that they have inside the company. And this is highly customizable within Databricks Asset Bundles. Databricks Asset Bundles basically is a collection of the source files, the resource that is being used by the project, and also the configuration file is a simple YAML file that you can define everything on that. This YAML file is validated, deployed, and executed within Databricks CLI, for example, or you can use an IDE, and Databricks just released a new tool that you can do this also in Databricks UI. Cool. And Petrobras enables now all their machine learning teams and the users to have two deployment types. This is also extracted from the big books of MLOps. They can expose online models via model server endpoints, and they can expose batch models that is being triggered by jobs and pipelines and doesn't need a low latency approach. Everything depends on the use case. If it's optimized for latency, of course, the cost is more than a batch job, for example. This is a real example of extracted from the template that Petrobras is using for dApps. This is for online models. They are simple, define the resource as a model server endpoint. You can define the name of the server entities, the name of the model, if you use GPU or not. So everything is customizable depending on the project, and the machine learning teams can use this to attend their needs. This is another example for batch. Is this the example that the real use case that Bruno showed to us is using? Yeah. Basically, you can define when it will be executed, the schedule, the duration, the notebook, and the resource attached to this job as well. And with that, Petrobras can allow their teams to basically use the full power of the data platform in a collaborative way, governed and scaled. So their users can innovate quickly and also can collaborate with each other in a MLOps practice inside the company. The results is fast time to production, as Bruno mentioned earlier. So that's it. Let's open for questions if anyone has, and thank you.